You've been lied to about soulmates your whole damn life. That perfect person who's going to complete you, who gets you on a soul level, who makes everything make sense. They're not out there, bro. They're in here. Jung spent 50 years studying the psyche, and he found something that'll destroy every romantic movie you've ever seen. Your soulmate is your anima, the feminine soul living in your unconscious mind. Every person you thought was the one was just a mirror reflecting her back to you. That spark you felt? That wasn't them. That was you recognizing your own soul dressed up in someone else's body. And until you meet her consciously, you'll keep chasing ghosts and calling it love. Here's what's really happening when you're out here searching for your soulmate. Bro, you meet someone and boom, instant connection. She laughs at your jokes. She gets your vibe. There's this energy between you that feels cosmic, like fate brought you together. You start thinking, finally, después de tanto buscar, she's the one. You tell your boys, you start planning a future. You're already imagining kids and growing old together. But then what happens? 3 months, in 6 months, maybe a year, and the magic fades. She's not as perfect as you thought. She's got annoying habits. She doesn't understand you like you thought she did. The conversations get boring. The sex gets routine. And you're confused as hell because you were so sure, bro. So what do? You bounce. You break up, you move on, and you start to search again. New girl, same story. Different face, same pattern. And each time you think, okay, she wasn't the one, but the next one will be. You're out here collecting failed soulmates like Pokemon cards, wondering why the universe keeps playing you. But Jung would tell you straight. The universe isn't playing you, homie. You're playing yourself. Because you're searching externally for something that only exists internally. Let me show you the pattern you've been running your whole life, bro, and watch how accurate this gets. Since you were young, maybe Desi middle school, you've had this image in your head of the perfect girl. She's beautiful, yeah, but it's deeper than that. She's got this mysterious energy, this depth, this way of seeing the world that nobody else has. She's creative or spiritual or wild or soft, whatever your flavor is. And you've been chasing different versions of her your entire dating life. Think about it right now. Every girl you've fallen hard for, they all got something in common, don't they? Not physically necessarily, but energetically. There's a vibe, a quality, something you can't quite name, but you know it when you feel it. That's your anima. Hamano. She's a template. She's an invisible woman. You're measuring every real woman against. And here's where it gets psychologically insane. You actually believe she exists out there in physical form. You believe that if you just keep searching, keep swiping, keep meeting new people, eventually you'll find her. The girl who matches the image perfectly. Your soulmate. But Jung discovered something that'll break your brain. That in her image, she's not a prediction of someone you'll meet. She's not the universe showing you your future wife. She's a part of your own psyche that got split off and buried in your unconscious when you were a kid. All the sensitivity you had to hide. All the emotional depth you were told was weak. All the creativity and intuition and softness that didn't fit the be a man program. It all got compressed into this inner feminine figure. And she's been living in your unconscious ever since. Waiting. Not waiting for you to find her outside. Waiting for you to find her inside. But instead of doing that terrifying inner work, you do what's easier. You project her onto random women and call it fate. You meet a girl who's got even 5% of that anima energy, and your psyche goes, that's her, that's the one, and you dive in head first. But it's not her, bro. It never was. So here's what Jung actually said about soulmates, and this is going to sound wild, but stay with me. He said the anima is your true soulmate, because she literally is your soul, the feminine half of your psyche. In alchemy, they called this the inner marriage, the sacred union of masculine and feminine within one person. You got your conscious ego. That's your masculine side, the part that acts and thinks and moves through the world. But deep in your unconscious lives this feminine soul, and she holds everything you need to become whole. Your emotions, your creativity, your capacity for love, your intuition, your dreams. Jung said the real journey of life isn't finding someone to complete you. It's integrating your anima, marrying her internally, becoming psychologically whole. But here's the trap, the absolute tragedy of the soulmate myth. When you label a woman as your soulmate, you're not honoring her. You're suffocating her under the weight of a God complex she never asked for. You put a crown on a regular human being and expected her to heal your deepest wounds. But real talk, Hamano, no flesh and blood woman can compete with a ghost. She's got her own issues, her own bad days, her own messy history. But you're looking at her through this Anima lens, demanding that she be perfect, demanding that she be the missing piece to your puzzle. It's like you're trying to fit a celestial body into a human-sized box. Eventually, the projection starts to rot. The pedestal you put her on becomes a cage. You start resenting her for not being the goddess you imagined. You get angry because she's just human. And this is why your soulmate relationships always end in a bloody mess. You weren't in love with her. You were in love with the reflection of your own soul in her eyes. And once that mirror cracks and you see the real, flawed person underneath, you bail. You think the magic is gone, but the truth is way colder. The magic was never hers. It was yours, and you just left. So how do you actually find this soulmate without blowing up your life? You gotta stop the external hunt and start the internal marriage. First, you need to recognize an intense spark for what it really is, a psychological siren song. When you feel that obsession, stop. Realize it's not her. It's your anima calling from the basement of your mind. Reclaim that energy. Start doing the things you're trying to find in her. If she's creative, start creating. If she's soft, find your own peace. Stop looking for a savior and become your own. When you finally marry your inner woman, you don't need a soulmate. You are the soulmate, period. Look, this is the bottom line, brother. You're at a crossroads. You can keep playing this game, chasing that soulmate high until you're old, bitter, and burn out, wondering why every perfect girl ended up being a nightmare. Or you can finally man up and face the music. Your soulmate isn't walking around in yoga pants. She's a hidden power in your own unconscious. Integrate her. Claim that energy. Stop looking for a woman to fix your life and start building a life that doesn't need fixing. When you're whole, you don't attract soulmates. You attract real partnerships. You stop being a parasite and start being a king. This is the path of the true self, the path of individuation. If you're ready to kill the fantasy and live the truth, subscribe. We're tearing down the masks and finding the gold in your shadow next. Stay dangerous. We're out.